What's your dream? Your dream for your children?
She said she wanted to say it in Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can translate.
So she said we have led a very hard life. We have struggled a lot in the past. So as parents, we don't have a lot of education, but we're hoping the one thing to give to our kids and to make them understand is to gain as much education as possible, to strive for education, so that they will have an easier life. And it doesn't matter in what field, whatever they're passionate about, we will support them. I remember one time I was in Burmese school. She pushed me to go to Burmese school. I hated it, but she saw the future, right? But I couldn't. I was like, this school is boring, it's tough, it's a lot of rules. I didn't like it. But my mom was like, it's better to learn another language. And it was very annoying for me because they're like, we live in the refugee camp, what are we gonna do with it, right? So I remember failing a class for the first time of my life. And my mom was so mad about it, and she made me go to a teacher's house every night to study. But now that I'm older, I realize that it is very important. And she used to tell us all the time that it's like, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter how you look, as long as you have education, nobody can push you down. Coming to Canada, she has more English compared to my dad. So that forces her to be the one to lead the family, right? And sometimes she said it gets so hard and gets so frustrated to the point she just wants to give up. But then I would tell myself, if other people can do it, why can't I do it? So that keeps like reminding me to keep going. And at the end, she said it becomes benefit, like it's beneficial for her. She had gained a lot of knowledge through that. She said, I am proud that so when we came, we rented a place, right, in the apartment. So we lived there for 9 years. So like other people were able to have their own place, their own house, and afford a place, I am proud that I was willing to help my family buy a house, which we live in now. And my kids did well, and they're like, looks like they're happier. So she's proud that she could buy us a house. I didn't understand it as a young girl coming here. I didn't understand what she was going through, what she was doing. But as I grow older, I realize what she has done for us.
The biggest concern my mom always had and still have is me living in a Western society. Because what they see in the movies and about Hollywood is that all you do is fun stuff. You don't really think about life much. Moving to Canada by myself, I think that was the hardest thing for my mom to experience. The only person that knew that I'm going to Canada was my dad, and that's it. And the rest of the family, we told them that I'm just traveling to a different city of Afghanistan. And that was hard. When I heard her voice for the first time, she cried a lot, and after I cried, start questions. How are you? How is school? And how's everything? How's life? And don't tell me you got in trouble. I'm like, no, Mom. The way you raised me, I don't think I'll get into any troubles. So thinking about equality, for example, women's right. Back home when I'm hungry, all I had to do was, I'm hungry, and the food was right in front of me. There was this mentality inside me as a young man that I think in my culture, women are there to do home stuff. So when I had the chance to come to a new country in Canada, it proved it to me that the rights should be equal. Now the biggest help I receive, especially from my mom and aunt, is that just hearing their voice, talking with them and asking how are things, because sometimes I get like very depressed because obviously loneliness causes depression, and I don't really have, I have friends, but I don't really have someone that I can talk my language with and I can just go deeper and just talk about everything, and that's where I look up to my mom and aunt. You know, like sometimes when you have things or have people in your life, you don't really know the worth and the value of them. And once you get apart from them or you lost them, then that's the time you realize how important they were in my life.
I came from New Delhi. We were living there. And throughout my life there in India, I was teaching. And I came here at the age of 58. Yes, my brothers, my sisters, all were there. And I came here, I missed them a lot. And when I came here, I left my job. There was a big change in my life. So I started doing babysitting for my grandchildren. I taught Punjabi to Tanvi, and she got the first place in her class.
It was a really big deal that my grandma was here because my grandma was able to take care of us, take care of me and my sister. You know, we were still able to eat Indian food every night because my grandma cooked it, and we were still able to, like, I was able to speak Hindi and like understand Punjabi and like speak a little bit with her. So I think it's really important that my grandma was able to hold on to things like that, hold on to different parts of our culture and different parts of our life before coming here, when my parents were not necessarily trying to assimilate, but trying to be able to fit in here. If you are an immigrant woman, if you're a racialized woman, you have to work twice as hard as anyone else to get what you want, or to be here, to have a right to be here. And I think I've seen that in my grandma. She works so hard and she cares so much for everyone, and she does so much. And I think I see that in a lot of immigrant and refugee women who come here and have to work so hard and have to try so much harder than I think a lot of other people do, and I really admire that.
You should have a lot of courage. Yeah, yes, and patience. Patience is must. And I feel that I have given her something of my knowledge. You should be able to get respect and love from your grandchildren like Tanvi gives me.